murder investigation. At this hour, all three suspects are now in jail charged with murder. 21-year-old DeCorey Shiloh, 21-year-old Javonta Turner, and 20-year-old Tydrick Davis. Officers arrested Shiloh on Saturday, Turner on Sunday, and Davis today. Also, police say when they arrested Javonta Turner, he was hiding at the residence of his older brother, 40-year-old Ricky Turner. He's charged with hindering apprehension and felon in possession of police body armor. The murder victim, 39-year-old Ebony Gilbert, remembered as a beautiful, independent woman who loved her family, her church, and her wide circle of friends. Gilbert's mother found her daughter's body Friday afternoon outside of her home on Bennett Avenue in North Beaumont. Her mom went over there when she hadn't heard from Ebony. Investigators gathered multiple shell casings, spoke with witnesses, and looked at that Ring doorbell camera video. From there, arrests happened quickly. Police arresting Javonta Turner Sunday. He denied involvement in the murder when we spoke with him on the way to jail. He used obscenities in describing DeCorey Shiloh, providing information, and instead of offering condolences to Gilbert's family, he instead apologized to his own family for what he's going through. Saturday, police arrested the first suspect, DeCorey Shiloh. He refused to get into specifics, but said he hoped Ebony Gilbert can rest in peace, expressing condolences to her mother and telling us, quote, "I'm not a monster." But according to court documents that we obtained for the arrests, Shiloh had a lot more to say to investigators. According to those documents, he admitted his involvement in the killing, providing details, identifying the other suspects, and said he gave the clothing he wore that night to Turner, who hid it. We broke this story on Friday, and we've been on top of it ever since. Our reporter Maya Caleb explains today's new developments.
It's hurtful, but at the same time, I'm grateful to God that we have them in custody now. So now that we have to put her body to rest. Then after that, we want to go to court and we want to get justice for Ebony.
3 suspects are now in custody, charged with murder in the death of Ebony Gilbert.
It is sad because we're going to miss her. We love her so greatly, but we know to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord, but we're going to miss her.
Officers arrested 20-year-old Tydrick Davis on Monday. He's denying any involvement in the homicide.
What do you have to say about people saying that you are involved in this, about your co-defendants, and they named you?
Tell them I said get on my dick and worry about their own business.
39-year-old Ebony Gilbert was shot and killed Thursday night, interrupting an auto burglary outside of her home in North Beaumont. Police arrested 21-year-old DeCorey Shiloh Saturday and 21-year-old Javonta Turner on Sunday. Now all are behind bars. Beaumont police credit tips from the public and surveillance footage from Gilbert's Ring doorbell camera for the quick arrest.
Within 24 hours, less than 24 hours, we had at least the first suspect identified, then in custody, and from there the dominoes just started falling.
While the suspects appear to show little remorse.
I don't know her, but I say R.I.P., rest in peace, lady.
Gilbert's loved ones are remembering her and seeking justice.
Such a sweet, loving person. And I said on this, even those guys that did the crimes and all of that, Ebony will give you anything. She'll help you.
Let me just say, are we as a society becoming desensitized to these killings? They're happening on a more frequent basis nowadays. Ebony Gilbert was a 39-year-old woman from Beaumont, Texas. Beautiful young woman, lost her life for basically doing what most of us would have done. You hear somebody rummaging through your vehicle in the middle of the night. You're trying to figure out what's going on, what's that noise, and you go out and check to see what's going on, and these idiots just start firing on you. No compassion for human life, no empathy. These guys had no remorse when they were coming out, and they put the cameras in their face with questions of why they did what they did. They had no empathy at all. Just no remorse. They didn't care. And they're gonna spend 30 years in prison. And this cycle is just gonna continue until some type of legislation is passed to get these guns out of the hands of these dumbass criminals. Now they're saying a third suspect is now in custody on charges of murdering 39-year-old the beautiful Ebony Gilbert. Now, with the first two suspects already in jail in connection with what police call the brutal, cold-blooded killing of Miss Gilbert when she stepped outside of her home and found three men burglarizing her vehicle. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office Fugitive Warrant Division arrested 20-year-old Tydrick Davis on Monday. The court documents indicate DeCorey Shiloh, 21, admitted to his involvement in the shooting and provided details about the killing of Gilbert, including naming Turner and Davis as co-defendants. According to the records, Shiloh also admitted giving clothing he was wearing during the homicide to Javonta Turner. Detectives said they found the clothing when they carried out a search warrant Sunday at a residence in the 4000 block of Maida, where they arrested Turner, who is now charged with murder. Now, the PC for Davis' arrest states he confided to a witness that he was with Shiloh and Turner and present at the location when the homicide occurred. Now, the court documents also show all three men were involved in an auto theft at Gilbert's home that resulted in her killing. Yeah, man, these guys are getting so desperate. They're so desperate, they're out committing these crimes and not even thinking about what they're doing. And what ultimately captured these guys, key evidence in this case, was the door cam footage. While the suspects were burglarizing Gilbert's car on Friday night at her home on Bennett Avenue in North Beaumont, and when she came outside to see what was going on, she was shot. The crime was captured on her Ring doorbell camera. She struggled to get back into her home but collapsed and died. Man, this is a very sad situation right here. I mean, she had no idea she was gonna get shot. I mean, most people would go out there and check to see what's going on. And these idiots just fired on the lady. We're living in some terrible times right now. Now, detectives say Gilbert was shot Thursday night, but her body wasn't discovered until shortly before 3 p.m. Yeah, the reason they found her body so late because she wasn't able to pick up her phone and dial 911. I think she died shortly thereafter the shooting, so. But Friday, outside of her home in the 3500 block of Bennett Road between Helbig and Bigner in North Beaumont. And the video shows Gilbert interrupting the burglary of her vehicle in her driveway at about 8 p.m. Thursday. When she goes out to confront the burglars, they shoot her at close range in her own driveway, where she stood and then ran away. Man, this is terrible. Man, you guys think that she startled them and they got scared? These cowards just start firing? They probably thought she had a weapon or something. And they just start firing at the lady? Man, these people, man, took this woman's life over a few items in the damn vehicle. She struggled to crawl back into her home, but she was unable to. She collapsed and passed away at that moment. I have another video clip I want to show, some more footage here.
Ebony Gilbert's cousin tells me she's devastated. Her life was taken in a senseless act of violence.
That's how everyone should remember her. Because her smile always lit up a room no matter what.
Ebony Gilbert and her cousin Jamie Schenkel grew up very close. Schenkel says Ebony helped raise her nephew.
She had lost her sister back in 2008. So pretty much she took a part in help raising her nephew. So that was all the kids she needed, really.
And was a very selfless person.
She wasn't loud or outspoken or whatever, but you knew her if we was in a room together, you knew it was her just by the way she graced herself, the way she smiled, the way she talked to people. She was so kind. It was just amazing to watch sometimes.
Gilbert was an active member of New Day Deliverance Wholeness Church in Beaumont.
Just knowing her as a sweet, wonderful person, working in ministry, doing whatever she can do in the service of the Lord.
Bishop Eldridge Charlo Sr. says she didn't deserve to be shot and killed outside her home on Thursday night.
You come into her property and you break into her car then you shoot and kill her, then leave her for dead. That's really cruel.
Schenkel says Gilbert worked hard as a plant supervisor to earn her lifestyle.
And the fact that they shot her for defending her property, that wasn't right.
Beaumont police have arrested 21-year-old DeCorey Shiloh in connection to Gilbert's murder.
Rest in peace to Miss Ebony.
And 21-year-old Javante Turner.
It was a senseless act. They didn't have to do that. Like, it was literally cold-blooded. She didn't deserve that.
My condolences to Ebony's family. I know words probably can't describe the pain that they're in right now. But I just want to say rest in peace to Ebony Gilbert. And you guys be safe out there. I'll talk to you later.